Should a movie be judged differently depending on what medium it is seen on? So that means like if you see it on IMAX or 3D or in the theater or on your TV or on your phone or through your neighbor's window or what have you.
I
don't think so.
Well, no, it depends. I would say because like, what if the film is heavily promoted in that medium? Like, what if like, remember when,
kind of like how Avatar was promoted in 3D,
and like when any Christopher Nolan film is totally promoted in like IMAX, where you don't need an IMAX to go see, or like Gravity. Like Gravity was like you need to see like because I was thinking like I would never buy Gravity and watch it on TV.
No,
because it's a film that you have to watch it on a huge theater like theater screen and in IMAX because the way it was created, the way it was like vision to be, like the vision that the director had was to make this massive like cinematic spectacle, just like in Avatar. Like you've all seen Avatar on like Blu-ray or something, right?
You lent it to me.
Oh, I did. Do you still have it?
No, I gave it back to you. But
oh yeah, sorry. I'll give you back Heavy Rain.
I never saw it in theaters.
Really?
In theaters, it was better because it was heavily like promoted as a 3D film, and the 3D actually made the film a lot better.
Well, and
sometimes.
No, you can go. Well,
no, I'm just saying, like sometimes movies are designed to be an experience rather than
like Life of Pi, another great example. Great, like next to Avatar, the best 3D film I've ever seen.
Well, and I was going to say that if we're kind of relating it back to Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a movie that definitely did not need to be in 3D, and 3D did nothing.
I saw it in 2D. I never even saw it in 3D.
I didn't have the option to see it.
I refused to go in 3D.
I've seen both.
Like I saw Star Trek Into Darkness last year in IMAX 3D, regular 3D, and then 2D. And when I saw it in IMAX 3D, I was also way up in the top left, right next to the big booming speakers that they use, which actually took away from the experience. And for a film like Star Trek, where it's not being billed as this type of film, like a 3D film or an IMAX, it was billed as more of like an IMAX film as opposed to a 3D film. When I saw it in 2D, I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more because I'm just watching the film. I'm not paying.
I've never seen a movie in IMAX.
It's nice. It's very nice.
It's pretty nice.
I don't even know where there's an IMAX around here.
Ancaster.
Oh, okay. That's not exactly close, but I guess.
No, but if you're going
enough
for the experience.
No, like there are certain films that I saw in IMAX that I would not want to see anywhere else. Like when I saw Gravity in IMAX, no way in hell would I have seen it anywhere else. I saw it once. I'm probably not going to watch it again for a while because just the way it was in IMAX was amazing.
I'm sure I saw it in 3D in the theater, and it was really good then. I could only imagine how it would be in IMAX. Especially just because you have an even more of a contrast between the sound of the action happening and then the nothingness of space that's just... It would be all that much more pronounced in IMAX when everything else is so loud, right? And then it just goes quiet.
Well, one thing I noticed, because when I was watching the film, I was also on like the right-handed side, not way up at the top, so I don't think I was next to the speakers. But you know how when shit's like crashing into the space station and you can sort of hear like a but you can't hear an actual like explosions happen?
Yeah.
You feel the vibration of it sides because of the sound systems that they use in IMAX. So it was very cool.
So I mean, So if you were to watch a movie, so let's say that we have person A who watches Gravity, let's say for example, in IMAX, like I'm going to say the definitive version, for lack of a better term, and then you have somebody who watched it on their phone. Who do you think is going to rate the movie better?
The IMAX person. IMAX, hands down.
Hands down.
Yep.
If you're watching a movie on your phone, you're doing something wrong.
So do you think that it would be right? So then should a film critic take that into consideration on what they saw it on?
The Thing is, I can't think of many movies that are designed for anything other than a theater.
Yeah, they're always designed for cinemas.
Yeah.
So,
like when you watch it on like TV, it's not designed that way. You're watching it on your TV. Of course, you're not going to get the most optimal experience. However, I take that back. Actually, focus more or less on its story. Like, let's say you were watching Forrest Gump in theaters, and then you were watching it on your TV at home. A film like Forrest Gump does not have Michael Bay explosions. It does not have insane CGI. It does not have IMAX feel. It's basically you're following the characters, you're following the story, and that the character Forrest Gump goes on. So when you're watching it in theater, you're going to be paying attention to that. When you're watching it on TV, you're also going to be paying attention to that. You don't lose the effect, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always
Yeah.
movies that you can get on DVD and just watch them over and over and over again, and it doesn't really bother you. Like, and I mean, even if you see it in theaters, like a perfect example of that is Zombieland. I saw Zombieland in theaters, and it was awesome. And I got the DVD and I watched it to death because it was a great movie, and to the point where I could basically quote the entire movie. And it was just as good of an experience on DVD as it was in the theater.
And I felt the same way about Cap 2 when I just bought that and watched that. See, because Cap 2 I feel like didn't have the amount of, say, like, it wasn't billed as a 3D film. It wasn't billed as an IMAX film. It was just billed as an action film in a comic book universe. And that's what you were getting when you watch it, no matter where you are. Because no matter what, you're going to be... it doesn't, like, seeing Cap do some awesome things, like use his shield to take down a gunship.
That was beautiful.
Which is absurd. Like, you're going to see that no matter what on, like, you're going to see that the same way on cinema as you are on the TV, or at least when I watched it, I saw it like that. I didn't see it as like, oh my god, I need to see that in IMAX. But when you're watching, like, Life of Pi, and there's the scene where he and all the fish are flying at them, when you're in 3D, that it's like the way Ang Lee directed it and the way it's meant for that. It's meant that you get like the rush of seeing it in 3D.
And I guess on another note, moving away from like a theater versus TV thing, even if I'm watching a movie, let's say that I'm watching it on like my living room TV downstairs where I'm on the couch and it's just through the TV speakers and the TV's across the room, versus if I'm on my computer watching a Blu-ray with my like Dolby 5.1 headset in HD right in front of me, I would rather watch it on my computer in that aspect 10 times out of 10 because it's better.
It's the technology you're using.
Yeah.
Like I'm like right now, my TV is next to me. It's only a 720p LCD TV, but my monitor is a 1080p screen. And when I watch, and also the speakers on my TV, like this TV that I have it was cheap when I got it 5 years ago, so the speakers are kind of going out. Like it needs to be on 32 in order for it to be semi-loud, and it's making like a lot of tinning sounds.
Oh yeah.
But here I'm watching it like it's right in front of me, and I have a headset on, so I'm getting like superior quality sound coming out of the headset. So I guess it only depends on the way the film was meant to be seen.
But I mean,
I'm saying,
if you're making a movie for a limited theater release, if you're designing it for that experience, and then is that going to hurt your DVD sales? Because if somebody just buys it on DVD to watch forever or until DVDs become obsolete, then what does that mean? Right? Like, you can't... I'm saying it's bad business, I guess. And this goes against every fiber of my being to say this sort of thing. But it's bad business to make a movie for an experience that's only going to be around a limited amount of time. Like, unless it's some sort of art house that's playing the movie again, right? Like a small independent theater. But if you're either going to make a movie for the theater or make it for DVD so that and then one experience is longer than the other, right? Like, you're going to be able to enjoy the DVD much longer than you would if you saw it in theaters. So, which should you be making it for? Which is going to reach a wider audience, I guess is what I'm saying.
I'm not going to agree with that, because like, sometimes just the...
I don't have an answer.
Sometimes like the feeling of seeing it in a theater. Oh, it's rhetorical. Oh.
I know. I'm just saying I don't have an answer. It's a question that needs to be asked, right? And I mean, we can debate it.
You're gonna hate me so freaking much.
Okay, go.
Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat it?
Oh, Danny.
Did I go Skrillex to you?
Forgive me. What was that?
Did I go Skrillex to you? Is that what happened?
A little bit.
Also, for some reason, a link that I clicked on my computer brought up a video, so I missed part of what you said.
Oh,
Danny.
I was just saying that
I didn't mean it.
I was just saying that if you're going to make a movie for a theater experience versus making a movie for DVD, and it's only in theaters for, let's say, 3 months, I guess, just as a random number, because I have no idea how long things could be in the theater. I think it depends on how it's performing. But, so you can have 3 months where you can see it in the theater, or from now until forever, or until the DVDs become obsolete when you buy it on DVD or Blu-ray. Right? So which is the better thing to be making it for? If a majority of your audience is going to see it on DVD.
You're going to want as many people to buy it as possible.
And that's what, I'm saying if more people are going to see it on one medium, then why would you make it for the lesser medium? Is just the question I was asking.
Oh.
From the business standpoint, it's clear. But from the art standpoint, I'm still going to lean theater.
No, because, like, are you thinking of it in that, like, as a director or as the creator of something, you have this vision, you have this way you want people to experience what you have created. Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about from that aspect.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking, too. Yeah,
yes.
Because I would say, like, I agree with you there. That's how I feel it should be.
Oh, and that's what I was saying. It's like, it's not something that I have an answer to, or that I guess I even have an opinion to, because it works either way, right? Yeah. But I mean, it's something that needs to be considered, especially in a world where people are moving away from theater, right? It's slowly having a downward trend.
Yeah, everyone wants to like have everything day one digital, where it comes out immediately on pay-per-view, which I think would be pretty cool. Actually,
that reminds me of something that I saw today.
What?
I went into the PlayStation Store to download Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare from me and Sarah.
Why?
And I looked at the Destiny page, and there's actually a pre-download option on Destiny.
Yeah, and I think...
Oh, I'm dropping money.
The PS4 launched with that, but the Xbox One just came out with that a little while ago through a firmware update.
I read about it earlier today for Xbox One. Sorry, I sneezed. I know. I tried to cover the microphone in time, and it didn't work.
It didn't work. It really didn't work.
I failed. You all. Forgive me.
I guess the jury's still out on whether or not a movie should be judged differently, depending on what medium you see it. I think that's something that's going to be...
About.
What?
What do you guys think about the state of movie theaters in Canada?
Well, I was just going to ask the question, do you think movie theaters suck? Because I think they do.
Yes. They're overpriced. They're absolutely overpriced in every way possible. They're disgusting as well. Like,
American movie theaters.
Why? Have you been to
an American movie theater?
My sister went to one in San Diego a while ago. You can order the food and they bring it to you at your seat.
What? And is this like a chain? I
think so. I don't know what it is, but I've heard stories.
Because I know there are movies theaters, they're somewhat chains. There's like
Is there AMC theaters?
Yeah, AMC theaters do something like that. But I mean, there's like smaller ones where you can go and you actually can eat a meal. There are no kids. You have to put your cell phone in a box at the door. And like all this other stuff. And it's like if you talk once during the movie, they kick you out, like right there. They like take it super seriously. But they serve alcohol and everything like that, and it's like you can have a full meal and drink and see this movie.
Wow.
And apparently here, in like famous players theaters, there's some have booths like up next to like the projection boxes there that you can see the movie through there, and they'll like bring alcohol and stuff to you. So you're in your own private room and you can drink and all this other stuff.
Man, it's like a baseball game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in your own private box.
Yeah, VIP section for you, bud. Wow. I would,
I mean, there probably is a better alternative than just seeing the movie. I mean, like, let's say that the average movie theater going experience is you go to the movies, let's say, and knowing what you're going to see, too. Let's not count going to the movies not knowing what you're going to see, because that's bullshit. But anyway, you go to the movie knowing what you're going to see, you buy the tickets, and you may or may not have to stand in a huge-ass line, depending on when you go. And then you buy food, again in a line, and then you pay out the ass for average food. You go to your...
disgusting food as well.
You go to your the theater, and then you find your seat, and then somebody sits in front of you or behind you and bothers you the entire time. And then you watch the movie.
Yeah.
That's in 3D that doesn't need to be in 3D.
Are you relating this to your own experience at Guardians?
Pretty much. Well, the movie theater was pretty full, so...
Yeah.
But like before we got there. But yeah, we also went on Tuesday, and so it was cheap night, so it was packed.
Oh.
I do not like movie theaters. Like, I feel like movie theaters are like a necessary evil.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know you.
Part of me wants to keep like. Part of me wants to never go to the movies again, and part of me wants to like. Okay, let's do this every week.
it's just such a hassle. Like there's so much, like basically what you said, how much of a hassle it is, and having to deal with people like, when you're watching a film and it's a really intense scene and you're so engrossed in the film, and then someone's like, "Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. Can you move, please?" And you're just like, "Well, sure, okay."
You shouldn't have got that large Mountain Dew.
The wrong time to go to the bathroom.
Did you see it on there? Go to the bathroom before the film starts.
It's just like, this film is 2.5 hours long. There will be no large drinks served during this movie.
It's also like, so that stuff sucks, like the hassle and the overpriced food, like you said, the overpriced everything. Like a slice of pizza from like this Cineplex pizza stands is like $8.
Oh boy, really?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
If you get like the popcorn combo, it's like $20 for like a popcorn, a drink, and like
a medium popcorn and a drink and a candy. Yeah, it's bullshit.
And 1,000 scene points.
Yeah, which gives you, so it's like a free movie for next time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't deny the fact that sometimes just movie theater experiences are awesome. Like going to see a horror movie in theater is awesome.
I cannot remember the last time I saw a horror movie in theaters.
Yeah, I don't.
I saw the Conjuring in theaters, and there was this moment where I didn't know what was going to happen, but it was slowly building up to something, and then all we hear in the background is just like someone way on the other side of the theater going, "Oh shit!"
Mine was the first Paranormal Activity. I saw that in the theaters.
Yeah,
and it was a comedy because everybody in the theater was not there to be scared; they were there to just joke around.
And about half of them were probably drunk.
Probably.
Yeah, but no, I also saw Insidious 2 in theaters, and I was with Jamie at the time, and what happened, there was someone sitting up in the row in front of us, and just the scariest like scene happened in the film, and all we hear is all of them, just like a group of 5 people just screaming, like cuddling around each other, and Jamie and I just look at each other and we're laughing hysterically, and I've never felt so bad in my life, but I'm just like, man, you knew what you were getting yourself into with this film. And then there were people, like, after that scene, I looked down, there were people leaving the theater, and they never came back.
Because it was scary?
Yeah, because I guess it was because it was scary, but I'm just like, seeing that stuff makes me just go, oh my god.
I've never
it's
seen
so nice
movie.
To be watching this with a group of 500 people. They're all scared shitless.
I've never seen a movie that was so scary that I turned it off.
Oh no, yeah, neither of us.
Actually, did I ever tell you guys about one of my most embarrassing moments as a child?
No, but I want to hear it.
Okay, the internet deserves to know this. When I was a small kid, my dad and my sister took me to see the first Pokemon movie.
Oh, would you
And
cry at when Ash was turned to stone?
no, I didn't even get to that part. I cried so much, or I don't know, I got freaked out or something when Mewtwo was stealing all the Pokemon that we had to leave. Yeah. Yeah.
When I was a kid, E.T. used to scare me.
I love DT.
He scared me. I always had nightmares that he was going to come and like put his finger on me. Ignore the overt undertones to that dream that I had, but
The most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me. No, wait, I'll wait for you.
Okay, no, you because I was going to change the subject again. So you go.
Okay, it was when the first Ring film came out, and I saw it, and I don't know, I watched the film, I got so scared. On the 7th day after, I went into my mom's office and stood next to her and be like, I'm going to be here. Am I going to be here after? And then I sat and just stared in the mirror because I was so scared.
So you just you saw a horror movie, was so scared about it that you decided to just creep your mom out.
No, because I was like, because it was the 7th day after, and I thought the little girl was going to come out of the TV and kill me.
Just rambling nonsensically, staring into a mirror. The making of every horror movie ever.
Well, no, I was sitting down while she was doing work, and there was a mirror in front of me, so I just was worried she was going to come out of the mirror.
Well, speaking of that, the most recent horror movie I saw was Oculus.
Oh, how was that? I've always wanted to see.
Well, a funny story about it was that I was distracted by the fact that I wasn't sure if the mother in the movie was or was not Katie Sackhoff, and I was like, I think it is, but I'm not sure. And it was. And then, at the end of the movie, when I was checking the credits, the main character the main girl that was in it, she was played by Karen Gillan, right?
Amy Pond. Oh, yeah.
Who I did not recognize. I was like, wow, that's kind of weird considering literally yesterday I saw Guardians of the Galaxy where she was also in that, but I didn't recognize her because she was bald and blue. So I was like, that's kind of unusual. So I just watched an entire movie that she was in and that I just saw the movie of before with her in it and didn't recognize her. But other than that, it wasn't terrible. It didn't rely on demons and other such religious things, so that was good. But which is kind of my pet peeve. When it's just like, hey, we need something bad. It's a demon. Oh no! And it's like, okay, we've seen this movie a billion times. But
I don't care too much about that. Like if it has that, see, The Conjuring was about that, but that movie is just genuinely freaking scary.
No, I just end up making jokes about demons and such. It's just like, oh, the demon's gonna do this, and it's like something really wacky and funny, and it doesn't make sense. But no.
My pet peeve in horror movies is when they walk back into the house.
Well, and that kind of had this, but it was different because basically the way I summed up Oculus was that I said it's as good a movie about an evil mirror can be. So
high praise.
Take with that what you will. But
high praise.
Yeah, it was interesting. It actually had a bit of a story, and it didn't hold your hand. And it had
I hate that.
It had sort of an ambiguous ending. So I was like, okay, that's kind of different. It made you think. But it also kind of made you think about whether or not...
Did Shepard breathe at the end?
What?
Did Shepard breathe at the end?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that I didn't like was that it didn't end... It just kind of ended on... I'm not going to tell you how it ended, but it didn't end with just an ominous shot of the mirror. And it was like... Like, that would have been the best way to end.
And behind the camera was a Danny sitting down staring into that mirror creepily.
So yeah, that was the last horror movie that I saw. But yeah, going back, I don't really... I have mixed feelings about theaters. I would like theaters if no one else was in them.
Yeah. I should make my own personal theater.
Maybe it's not theaters that I dislike, it's human beings.
It's people. You have an innate hatred for humans.
Know that feeling.
Sometimes people are just stupid.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they sit there and crumple things and play on their phones and talk.
Or they eat popcorn
incessantly.
like they think it's so important that they have to like always shove a handful of popcorn in their mouth.
Yeah, so much so that they need to keep track of the popcorn on the sides that's falling out. Like, I need to get all of this in my mouth as soon as possible. Right? Yes, there's those people.
Those
people.
And I mean, like,
every single time you're sitting down, are you saving the seat for somebody?
It's like, I'm saving it for no one because I don't want you to sit next to me.
Excuse me, can I sit there? No. Are you saving it for everybody? No. Why can't I sit there? No.
No.
And then they ask again, just pull out your phone, go to the Darth Vader no page, and just hit no.
I was gonna say another thing about movie theaters was that I saw Elysium in theaters, right?
Yeah.
And it was the only seats that were available were in the front row. So I was technically in the second row, but it was still the front section. So I was literally looking, like, to read the subtitles, you have to look back and forth, like, across the screen. Like, my neck was sore at the end of it by reading subtitles.
Oh, that was me after when I saw Serenity. Serenity had their, like, $6 cult movie days, or the Cineplex had it. And that's another good example of why, like, going to a theater with people is really nice, because when you get there, everyone was dressed as a character from Firefly.
But that's different, though. Yeah. They're airing Serenity for, and everybody who likes the movie is going to go there. If you're just watching a movie that's just in theaters with the general public...
Okay.
And that was another thing I was going to say was, like, if you're seeing a movie that's, like, going to be kind of, like, nuanced or is a drama and actually has, like, themes you need to pay attention to, and you go there with the general, well, what's going to blow up in this? I want to see the Ninja Turtles in this. What's going on? I don't like this. I have to read stuff and things, right?
That's what Lucy was like.
If you have to go to see movies like that with those people, that's when it gets terrible.
Yeah. I think that Lucy got a lot of criticism because it wasn't an action thriller movie.
I haven't seen it, but I want to see it. I've heard.
I really liked it. It's very great, and also
saying,
Morgan Freeman.
If you get past the fake science, it's fun.
Yeah, and I from what I heard, that's also, it was more marketing that they used that than it was in the actual movie. Like, it was in the movie, but I mean, it wasn't the central focus.
It wasn't the central part of it. It was, actually, no, it was a big part of the movie.
Sorry, going back to Serenity for a second. This was right when I was getting into I was starting to realize how big and how much of a cult following Firefly had. Because we were driving to the theater, and we were sort of running late, like, to a degree. And I was like, oh, we'll be fine. The movie's been out for, like, almost 10 years? We get there, holy shit.
Yeah.
There was, and I was going with, like, a group of friends, and we had to sit in other places.
Oh, really?
It was myself and two other people, and we sat, it was, like, the third row, but in, like, the front rows areas. Where, like, you're always looking up, like you were talking about. And then two of my friends showed up late, and they had to sit way off to the left. And the scene where, like, right after River just laid waste to the Reavers, and then you just hear everyone going, yeah! And everyone just starts, like, giving, like, an ovation. I'm just like, holy shit, I had no idea this show and this franchise was that big.
Yeah. So when you saw this movie, how many people wore Jane hats?
I saw a few. It's about 4 or 5.
I wear a Jane hat every day in the winter.
Really? Like an actual one, or just one that looks like it?
Yeah, a legitimate one.
Oh, really?
I did not see any Veras. There were a few. Well, no one's going to bring a plastic gun to a theater. They might get it confiscated.
Yeah.
I saw a few Kaylee cosplays, obviously, because that's just
You just need a parasol and a dress.
There was a few Mals. Like that. I heard someone yell "no" when they said "I'm a leaf on the wind."
Oh, really? I would definitely wear my Firefly shirt, the Leaf on the Wind shirt, to that, and get like stern, angry looks. I'm waiting to wear that shirt in public and have someone come up to me and just like do what you did, where you're like, "Oh, fuck you."
But it's really funny. Also, about that film, what's the guy's name? Chiwetel Ejiofor? The guy who played
Is
the
that English?
operative? It's the name of the actor who played the operative.
I have no idea.
Something like that.
And he was also in 12 Years a Slave.
That wasn't. You mean the? No, wait. Who's the main guy? Was that the same guy?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine my surprise when I saw that he was in 12 Years a Slave. It's I can't pronounce his name. Chiwetel Ejiofor? No, yeah, he was in Serenity. Oh, yeah.
Actually, slight Serenity side note. Did you know Nathan Fillion was actually in Guardians?
Yeah, he was the
big blue guy.
The big blue inmate that Groot stuck his fingers in the nose.
That was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I thought, that was him.
Damn it, I'm going to see this movie again.
Yeah.
Let's go. Nerdcast field trip.
Nerdcast field trip.
It has failed.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do this again? Really? We're going to do this again?
Well, I'm free most of the weekend if you guys are.
Aren't you in, Ottawa?
No, I'm in Guelph still. I moved to Ottawa next weekend.
Okay, well, I'm sort of free Saturday, probably.
Lee, are you free Saturday?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe we should make plans off of the show. But, so I guess on that note, I guess we're coming to an end. I think we're all in agreement that it's not movie theaters that suck, it's people that go to them.
Yeah.
The general public.
People that go to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just want to bring this up. Have you seen Clerks 2?
I haven't.
No.
I saw it in theaters, and there was about 7 people in the theater. It's it was 4 of us and then 3 people in the back. They were absolutely destroyed drunk. And there was a scene where one guy, it shows his boxers and it says WWJD, and it's just dead quiet, and then all you hear is one guy, "What would Jesus do?" And we look back, and then at the end of the film, we see them trying to climb up into the projector area, and they're making hand puppets. And then I was 12, and I could not handle myself. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. Moving on.
A theater anecdote from Danny.
Real talk with Danny Johnson.
We now give you anecdotes with Danny. But yeah. So I guess that's it. That's it, right? We don't have anything to add.
I think so.
Are we going to talk about phones, or is that next time?
No, that's next time.
That's next time.
I will assure you, it's next time. So yeah, we just keep having related topics to things that are happening. So I guess.
Lee, why'd you have to go see Guardians at this time? That's the only reason why we did this topic.
Yes, that's true. But yeah. So I guess if you have anything to weigh in, what your experience for movie theaters is, listeners, you can feel free to leave us comments. What do you think of Guardians of the Galaxy?
You obviously didn't like it. I will fight you personally.
Yeah. So. Well,
we are Groot.
Thank you for listening.
Shut up, Danny.
We are Nerdcast. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I guess we'll see you next time.
See you next time, folks.